All right. Good morning, everyone. This is Tech for Senior. It is June the 30th. Huey, this is episode 273. Unmute yourself.
We're getting there.
We are. We're getting old. That's the problem. But
Yep.
but Huey, I've got the problem solved of getting old, and I'm going to show you that in just a minute. I've solved the problem. And so you'll be real happy with what I've organized, and we don't have to worry about that anymore. So the aging has been solved, okay?
Okay, that
So
sounds
I'm going to
good.
show you that in just a minute. Anyway, welcome everyone to the show today. We do have a lot of fun things to do, and it is, of course, moving on into summer where it's hot. It's getting hot. First day of air conditioning in the Comox Valley here. So it is going to be a hot one. And I know that Jim and Chris are going to have a great trip on their way up the Inside Passage, which is some of the most spectacular scenery in the whole world as they come right by my house, and I'm going to be waving at them as they go by. So hopefully you have a great trip. Now, just a reminder to
They'll
everybody,
have
what's
they'll
that?
have to get on their on the deck that has the big, powerful telescope, so maybe they'll be able to see you.
Yeah, right. So yeah, because if they can see me real close, then they're going to be in big trouble. The ship's going to be in big trouble because they're going to be on the rocks. Anyway, just remind everybody that, of course, we do have two shows. We have, of course, this show, which is our Monday show, but we also have a Thursday show called Tech for Senior Live. But this month, we're on holidays. So,
No, not this month. It's still June.
oh, June, okay, July, we're on holidays, right? So August the 7th, well, we'll be back on August the 7th. So all the tech news is going to have to all hold it for a month. And that's why I played that video before the show started, because there's a whole bunch of new tech news that will be coming, which is sort of exciting, but we won't be reporting on that till next month in August. So anyway, so if you go and try and watch the Thursday show, we won't be there this coming Thursday. We have, of course, our premiere version video today. We have three selections for you. Chris is going to talk on Google Photos, excuse me, Google Photos, face groups, and albums. We're actually going to play that video today. Huey's going to talk on Power Toys, and I'm going to talk on scanning with Google Drive. And those will all be the three features that will be on the premiere version at 1/2 past the hour. And of course, those of you who subscribe to our newsletter, sponsored by the Glendora Seniors Computer Club, thank you so much. Geeks on Tour, thank you so much. And of course, APCUG, thank you so much. We'll have got the link to that video, and I'll be putting it in the chat a little bit later. I'd like to introduce everybody now. Let me just remove my spotlight. I'm going to introduce everybody now. Of course, we have Hewie Poplock, which of course is our AI expert who I wonder if he paid Carl to say that nice thing about him. I don't
No,
know.
no, I that was a surprise. Uh, and you'll notice I finally got my center cam 2 to function properly. Remember I had a black background? Well, boy, that screwed that camera up something fierce. So I'm not using that anymore, and it's a real short picture today, I believe. So
All right.
real pleased with it. And my computer is in Texas, enjoying the Texas sun while I'm here in Florida. Hopefully, I'll have it back in several days, but we'll see.
All right. And Bill James, welcome.
Good morning. It's 80
We
degrees here already, and it's not quite noon yet. So I guess we're going to be in for a hot day today.
It is. And Chris and Jim, of course, we met them before. They're of course have just had breakfast and are sitting there watching all the seaplanes leave and having a good time in Vancouver. And so welcome. Are you down right at Canada Place there, right at the main dock?
At Canada Place,
Oh,
yes,
okay,
yes.
great. Great.
And we are looking forward to getting off today. It's just such a gorgeous day. I'm tempted. Could we take a float plane and come and still visit you?
You could pop over. You could they actually, you just go out just on the dock there, just make a left and you'll go down to the float plane terminal and you can fly over. and fly back. Actually, no, you couldn't because the plane's already landed here. There's a morning and evening flight, so you wouldn't be able
Oh,
to. You wouldn't be able to get over.
Oh,
And
we could charter one and take it, fly it
you-
over
you
there.
could,
yeah.
yes, you could.
I understand that's very expensive.
Yeah, make sure to watch our photo album. I'm putting a video of a float plane taking off right now on the album
Yeah, it's great.
that I watched from breakfast on the
Okay.
deck.
There
Yeah,
you go.
there's a big Disney cruise ship right behind us too.
Mm.
It's cool.
And of course, Mike Leaman, welcome. And I like your jacket there, Mike.
Well, this is my Canada Day shirt, or one of them. I'm getting ready for Canada Day tomorrow. So it's going to be 25 here this afternoon, which is pretty nice and warm, and another great weekend.
Excellent, excellent. All right, now did I forget anybody? I don't think I forgot anybody that's here today. Yeah, I think that's it.
Oh, just one more. I don't know if Jim already mentioned, but hello to Murray. It was so good to
Yeah, I
see you in person in Victoria in the computer club there, and we got your recommendations for Vancouver, and looking forward to it. Good to
No,
see
I
you.
enjoyed meeting you guys too.
Cool.
All right, I got to move on because we got a lot of stuff to cover here. So I wanted everyone to meet our new member of our team called Jenny, and Jenny's going to talk about the new. A lot has happened in the last week about upgrading Windows 10, and a lot of things have changed. And are you still going to have to pay the $30 to extend Windows 10? So I want you to pay attention because a lot has changed. And here is our new member. Huey, pay attention to this because this is going to solve our problems. This is a new member of our team, Jenny, who's going to talk about this whole issue, okay?
Despite Microsoft's push to migrate users to Windows 11, the company recognizes that many PCs remain ineligible for upgrade, and users reluctant. As official support for Windows 10 ends in October 2025, Microsoft introduced the Extended Security Updates (ESU) program, allowing users to pay a yearly fee to continue receiving updates. Right now, only Windows insiders see the ESU enrollment option. General availability will roll out through July and August 2025. Eligibility will be indicated via a notification or by navigating to Settings Windows Update and following the enrollment prompts. Cost: free. Requirement: Microsoft account. Microsoft's first free ESU option is enabling Windows backup with at least a free OneDrive account, 5 GB. This may prompt users to upgrade for more space, benefiting Microsoft. For those using Microsoft 365 with existing backup enabled, eligibility is immediate. Alternatively, users can limit backup scope to minor files, a few test documents, preserving security update eligibility while avoiding extra cost. Cost: 1,000 rewards points, US $1. Earnable via Bing searches, quizzes, Edge check-ins, Xbox games, and more. Points accumulation takes 6 months from scratch. Start early if planning to use this method. Cost: US $30 per device for 1 year of updates. A budget-friendly alternative to upgrading hardware. However, there's no refund if you upgrade your PC before the year ends. ℙ𝕝𝕝 recommendations. Best free option: use Windows backup with a Microsoft account. Alternative: redeem 1,000 Microsoft rewards points. Fallback: pay $30 if you'd rather avoid online services.
Okay, so what do you think, Huey? Is that going to replace us?
Pretty girl.
Yeah, I know. Well, we got lots to choose from. So, Chris, if you were watching that's done through Audiate. Okay,
Celsius to Fahrenheit.
that's the new
Audiate.
feature in Audiate, and they've got it working now. So that really works. So that was all done. It took me a couple of seconds to do that, and that was done on my computer, not through the cloud, and that's with Audiate with the avatar. So I thought the syncing was really good on the with the speech, and they've got it working, so it's good.
And how did you get the script?
I just took it. The script was just off a news article, and just imported the news article, and it created the script, did the translation, and created the avatar instantly. So it was pretty easy.
Hopefully people would still rather listen to the
Yeah,
real.
I mean, I'm not sure, how we're going to use it, but it is pretty simple now. It's coming along. So
𝕕𝕤𝕗 not cheap though.
No, no. But
She would have been more believable if you made her sound like Chris.
well, now you got to remember
Probably
that was
can.
yeah. Well, that was a
I
very
could.
unabridged, trial, and we'll see. I'll be work at that, but we should have some fun with that this year. I think it's going to be some fun. All right, the next one I want to start. Let's see yes, we want to get going, and we are going to talk about the top 5 features seniors need with Chromebooks. This is a Chromebook video. I did some searching and high demand for Chromebook videos. So let's see what I have to say. Welcome back to the channel. I just got off a Zoom meeting with my daughter. We talk all the time on my Chromebook, where I use Zoom to stay in touch. I also use WhatsApp and a whole host of different services that allow free communication with all my family who happen to be all over the world, only on my Chromebook, and it's so easy to do. Today, I've got 5 essential Chromebook features that seniors should be using. I'm Ron Brown with Tech for Senior, where we help seniors understand technology and help them with their Chromebooks. Today I've got 5 essential features that you might find interesting. So let's get on with it, and I'll meet you at the end of the video. All right, before we get started, I'd just like to introduce you to my ASUS Chromebook Flip CM34. Now, as we look at the screen, I just want to show you that you can customize the screen's wallpaper. So if I make a right click and we set wallpaper style, you can see that we have lots of choice here. You can actually have Google Photos as your background, or you can choose your images, or you can choose images to be made, and there's lots here for you. And you can choose this so that they dynamically will change each day. Lots of choice. But that's just simply by right-clicking on your mouse and set wallpaper. It's so simple. That's what Chromebooks are, simple. So let's get busy and talk about the simple and safe interface. Let's start with what makes Chromebooks great for seniors. The simple and safe interface. When you power on a Chromebook, it starts up in a few seconds. There's no long loading screens, just a clean desktop with an easy to use layout. Now, as you see on our screen today, there's nothing on the screen, not cluttered up with all that stuff you see on a Windows machine. You'll notice that there's no unnecessary icons, just a shelf along the bottom. We call this a shelf. And this is where you post most of the apps that you're going to use. And you'll see these are the apps that at the bottom on the shelf that I use mostly here. And you'll see this is Google News. This is ChatGPT. If I click on this, it brings up ChatGPT. And you can put all your icons on the bottom here. Now let's talk about the everything button. It's need to find something, just press the everything button. It's the magnifying glass key on the left side of the keyboard. Type in what you're looking for, like email, photos, or even just a question. It'll show you the results instantly. It's like having your own personal search helper built in. So let's type in photos. And we'll just bring up Google Photos. So easy. All just done with the everything button that's on the left side of your keyboard. Worried about updates? Don't be. Chromebooks update automatically. Let's have a look. We'll just click the system tray here. We're going to bring up settings. We'll come down about Chrome OS. And here this tells me the version of Chrome OS that I'm using. Well, let's check for updates. And it says your Chromebook is up to date. Each update keeps your Chromebook running safely and smoothly without you having to do anything. And you know, the great thing about this is it'll never bother you. It happens magically at night when you turn your computer off and go to bed. The gremlins at night make the update happen, and when you start your machine up in the morning, it's freshly updated. No more interruptions in the middle of presentations requesting updates to different systems. Chromebooks are so simple, and you don't need any security software. All the security software is all built into the operating system. No need for malware or antivirus software. It's all built in for you. And when it comes to security, Chromebooks are built in with protection in mind. Each browser tab runs in a protected area called a sandbox. So if you click on something suspicious, it won't harm the rest of your computer. Plus, you don't need to buy or install any antivirus software. It's built in. Now here's a little bonus tip. You can make your screen easier on the eyes. Let's turn on night mode. As you can see, we are in the device management, and let's look at the display settings. If we come down here, you'll see it says night light. If we turn this on, you see how the screen gets darker. This is called night light. And you can certainly set this to come on automatically. Now let's talk about something I'm so excited about. And this is, of course, Google Assistant on a Chromebook that just makes things so easy. But it even is better because Google Assistant on a Chromebook is now being replaced with Gemini, which of course is AI. Yes, if you have a more recent Chromebook, it should have Gemini installed on it. Let's have a look and see where we might find that. If we come along here on our shelf, you'll come over to our launcher. Let's click this and let's see. Here is Gemini. You see this little button here. This should be on your computer, or you can download this from the Play Store. Now, I've just dragged it down onto my shelf here, and you'll see it at the bottom. So let's open this up, and let's get Gemini loaded up, and here we are. It's all loaded up. You can also use ChatGPT, but Gemini, of course, is Google, and it's part of the operating system. So we can ask it anything we want. It's great. We can do voice commands for reminders, weather, dictation, great for hands-free help, no typing required. Use this for setting timers or asking what's on my calendar today. It's so easy to use. Let's ask it what the weather is going to be tomorrow. I'm just going to click on this little record button here. What's the weather tomorrow in Comox, British Columbia? Check my email for any new messages. Chromebooks are built for everyone, and that means they come with a powerful set of accessibility tools to make using the device easier and more comfortable, especially for seniors. Let's have a look at some of these settings. So we're going to come down on our Chromebook here, and we're going to come to settings, and we'll come down to accessibility. See here, it's on the left side here. And let's have a look at display text. So here we are in device display, and we're going to come over to display, and then we're going to come down to text size. And it's so easy. All that you have to do to change the size of the text that you want to see displayed, because you may have some problems with your vision, you just slide this little bar across here. We can start with small all the way up to very large. And you'll see that this changes the size of the text. So easy to do on a Chromebook. All right, let's look at the text to speech. This again is found in accessibility, and you come up here, and the first one I want you to look at is a software that comes with your Chromebook and is a part of the OS. It's called Chromevox, and you can hear spoken feedback so you can use your device without looking at the screen. This is where the software will read to you what's ever on the screen. And this is, you can turn this on if you were severely visually impaired. Whatever would on your screen would, of course, would be just read back to you. We also have, coming down here, you have select to speak. This is where you could take selected passages on the screen, highlight it, and it would read that back to you. So you either can have sort of the full meal deal with Chromevox, or you can select what you want and have it read it back to you. Now, to customize the settings, you just click here, and this opens up another screen, and very easily you can select, there's a number of settings that make this possible, and it's so simple and easy to do. So give this a try. This is really a lot of fun. Now, in the display and magnification setting, we can set it to zoom your screen to zoom in and make things look a lot bigger. You can do this with the key command Control+M. This turns on and off your full screen magnifier. So, you know, if you see some tiny print, Control+M, and it just brings it up, and you'll be able to see it. Let's see if we can have a look here. See how it looks now as it zooms in, and we can zoom out again. So this is the full screen magnifier. You can turn that on, or of course you can have a docked magnifier, and you can use a split screen view to see the magnified area of your screen, such as this. So it shows you and we can of course change this, and we can move this down, make it bigger or smaller. Now let's look at the cursor and touchpad settings. Suppose we want to make our mouse cursor a little bit bigger. Hey, watch this. This is how easy it is. Just watch the size of my arrow change as I move the slider up and down. So if you want to change this, so easy. That's what a Chromebook is, easy. All right, let's talk about safe browsing with Chrome. Now, Chrome is built into the operating system on a Chromebook. You can use any browser you want. These are apps that, of course, would be installed, and you can certainly use them, but Chrome is built in and is integrated into the operating system to keep you very safe when your online safety matters, especially for seniors who might be new to the internet or cautious about scams. That's where Chrome, the built-in browser built into every Chromebook, really shines. It's designed with safe browsing tools to protect you while you explore the web. Let's come up to this site. I'm on a CIBC. This is a credit card site. We'll come up here, and you'll see this little circle here with some arrows in it. We're going to click this, and you'll see that Chrome tells you that the connection is secure. It tells you that pop-up and redirects are available, automatic downloads. These are permissions that you've set. Cookies and data, we can see what it is all about. You can manage that. And it tells you all about this page, which of course is the Canadian Imperial Bank of Commerce. So this is some information here that you'll find in your Chrome browser. If you accidentally click a bad link or open a fake website, Chrome will warn you immediately with a big red alert screen that tells you not to proceed. This built-in feature is called safe browsing, and it blocks dangerous sites before they can do any harm. Now, if we come into the privacy and security settings of your Chrome browser, we can come down to security, and when we click this, there's an option for very safe browsing. And this is called enhanced protection on a Chromebook. And I would encourage you to turn this on. You see, I have mine turned on, and this warns about dangerous sites, scans for suspicious downloads, and gives you advanced protection while using your browser, of course, on your Chromebook. Again, all occurs behind the scene, making this very easy for you. So let's look now at the easy access to apps and video calls. If we look at the screen, we see that we can easily make a Zoom call and WhatsApp. All these will allow you to make video calls and stay communicating with your family. 5 features you should be using on your Chromebook. I'm Ron Brown. This is Tech for Senior. Hopefully you've enjoyed that video, and we'd sure appreciate that like and subscribe. But before you go, I have made another video. If you are wondering if you should buy a Chromebook or an iPad, I've got the video for you. I'll put the link up here, or it'll be in the description. Very popular one I made a couple of months ago, and it'll help you make your decision. Before you leave, we have a Okay, now we got to move on quickly to Bill's going to talk about Windows 10. What's Windows 10? I thought we're all on Windows 11, but Bill's going to talk about Windows 10.
I can't believe it's almost time to say goodbye to Windows 10, but here we are. October 2025 might seem far away, but in tech years, it's basically tomorrow. So, what should you look for in your next computer to be ready for the future? Well, buckle up, because we're about to dive deep into the world of future-proofing your PC. Okay guys, let's talk about why Windows 10 is riding off into the sunset. Microsoft's ending support in October 2025, which means no more security or feature updates. It's like leaving your front door unlocked in a neighborhood full of tech-savvy burglars. Not good. Now, I know what you're thinking. Can I just stick with Windows 10 forever? Sure, you could, but you'd be missing out on new features and, more importantly, leaving yourself wide open to cyber threats. Let's be real here. The heart of your future-proof PC is going to be the CPU and RAM. For processors, you're going to want to look at the latest generations from Intel or AMD. And hey, don't sleep on ARM. It's making some serious waves. The key is to get something with enough cores and threads to handle whatever the future throws at it. Speaking of which, let's talk RAM. 16 GB is the bare minimum these days, but if you want to be truly future-proof, aim for 32 GB. It's like buying pants, you want a little room to grow. And make sure you're getting DDR5 if you can. It's faster, more efficient, and it's what the cool kids are using these days. Alright, storage time. If you're still rocking a spinning hard drive as your main boot drive, I've got 2 words for you. Upgrade now. NVMe SSDs are the way to go for blazing fast boot times and load speeds. And trust me, once you go NVMe, you never go back. But here's the thing, capacity matters too. A 1 TB NVMe SSD should be your starting point. It gives you enough room for your OS, apps, and a decent chunk of games or media files. If you can swing it, go for 2 TB or more. Remember, we're planning for the long haul here, and those 8K cat videos aren't going to store themselves. Now let's talk eye candy. If you're into gaming or content creation, your GPU is going to be crucial. Look for cards that support the latest graphics APIs and have some horsepower for AI tasks. Trust me, that's going to be big. As for monitors, 4K is pretty much the standard now, but keep an eye out for high refresh rates and HDR support, and make sure you've got the latest ports. HDMI 2.1 and DisplayPort 2 are what you want. Okay, let's give some love to the unsung heroes of your PC build, the motherboard and power supply. Your motherboard is like the nervous system of your computer, so you want one that's ready for the future. Look for boards with PCIe 5 support and slots for DDR5 RAM. It's all about giving yourself room to grow. Now on to power supplies. This is not the place to pinch pennies, folks. A good PSU is an investment in the longevity of your entire system. Modular designs are great too, makes cable management a breeze. Let's talk about staying connected and getting smarter. For connectivity, you want to be ready for the future. That means looking for USB 4, Thunderbolt support, Wi-Fi 6E or even Wi-Fi 7, and Bluetooth 5.3. It's like future-proofing your PC's ability to talk to the outside world. Now, here's something exciting, AI acceleration. More and more PCs are coming with dedicated AI hardware like NPUs. It might not seem crucial now, but trust me, in a few years, you'll be glad you have it. It's like having a little AI assistant right in your PC, ready to help with everything from photo editing to voice recognition. Alright, let's get serious for a moment and talk about security and sustainability. For security, you want hardware level features like TPM2, support for Windows Hello, and good biometric options. On the sustainability front, look for energy efficient components and consider the repairability and recyclability of your system. Some manufacturers are really stepping up their game in this area. It's not just good for the planet, it's good for your wallet in the long run too. Plus, you get to feel all warm and fuzzy about doing your part for the environment. Now the age-old question, should you build your own PC or buy a pre-built system? If you're watching this channel, you probably lean towards building, and I'm right there with you. Building gives you complete control over your components and can often be more costable, plus it's just plain fun. But here's the thing, pre-built systems have come a long way. Some OEMs are offering really solid upgradable systems with good component choices. So if you're not comfortable with building, don't feel bad about going pre-build. Just make sure you're getting a system that ticks all the future-proof boxes we've talked about. Alright, let's wrap this up with a quick checklist for a future-proof PC. You want a current gen PCU with plenty of cores, at least 32 GB of DDR5 RAM, a 1 TB or larger NVMe SSD, a powerful GPU with AI capabilities, a motherboard with PCIe 5 and DDR5 support, a high-efficiency PSU, the latest connectivity options, and strong security features. Oh, and don't forget about a high-quality, a high NX-ray monitor to tie it all together. And there you have it, folks, your guide to building a PC that'll still be kicking butt when Windows 10 is nothing but a distant memory. Remember, it's all about investing in the right tech now to save yourself headaches down the road. So what's your upgrade strategy? Are you going all out or taking it step by step? Let me know in the comments below, and as always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Stay future-proof, my friends.
Well, there you go. All right, thanks, Bill. We have to move on to our next session, and Google Facebooks and Albums by Chris Guld. It should be interesting. Let's see what Chris has to say.
Hi, I'm Chris Guld with Geeks on Tour, and this is Fun with Photos.
In today's Google Photos tutorial, I want to teach you a bit about face groups and albums, where they're similar, where they're different. They are a way to organize groups of photos. And I want to start with albums. So how do you make an album? Well, there's two ways. You can either start with the photos and make an album, or you can make an album and then add the photos. I like the first way. So we went scuba diving on Saturday, and I want to select a couple photos. So I'm going to select one, select two, select three, and then I click the plus. This is on the computer. I'll show you on the phone in a minute. I click the plus and say I want to make an album. And I want to make a new album. I don't want to add these to an existing album. New album, and you give it a title. And you click the check mark to be done. So I now have an album. Now, where did that album go? Well, on the web, it is under this option called Albums. So here is the Saturday Dive album that I just made. Now on the phone, you find albums under this menu item called Collections, and there is Albums, and there is the Saturday Dive album that I just made. But I want to show you how you can create this on the phone as well. So I'm going to delete this album. Now, have I deleted the photos inside the album? No, they are stored in your main Google Photos library. Albums are just ways to view a group together, a group that you specify. So let's try that again with the phone. I am now looking at my photos, and I can select by touch and hold. And as soon as it's selected, this Add To pops up. But I want to select a couple more. There, I have 4 selected now. I tap plus and album. One other difference on the phone, as soon as I touch album, it assumes I want to make a new album. So if that's not what you meant, you needed to make sure to select an existing album. And I will type Saturday Dive and check mark. So I now have this album under Collections and Albums. There is the Saturday Dive. Now you could also create a blank album from scratch on either the computer or the phone by tapping on the plus and album. Now I just have a blank album, and I can select photos to put in it. As I say, I prefer the selecting the photos first. So what if you wanted to make an album just of one person? So if I'm making an album of Jim, I might select that picture, and then I would select that picture and that picture, and then I could add to an album and Jim. But I have thousands of pictures of Jim. This is going to take me hours and hours and hours. Don't you think that maybe Google's AI might do a better job? And that is called face groupings, or people and pets. And on the phone, you find it under Collections and People and Pets. And there is Jim. And here are hundreds, maybe thousands of pictures where Jim is in the picture. How does Google Photos do that? It can recognize faces, and then it just says in another picture, oh, this face is the same as that face. And it puts them in this view. It's just a grouping, and it's not an official album. Under Collections on the phone, Collections and People and Pets versus Collections and Albums. Now on the computer, you have People and Pets under Explore, and there they are. And Albums has its own menu item called Albums. If you don't see People and Pets, it might be because of a setting. So if you go to your settings, the gear wheel, and group similar faces, face groups, that must be on. If you don't even have the setting, you might be in a country that doesn't support it. This isn't available in all countries. On the phone, The setting is just in a slightly different place. You tap on your profile picture in the top right, Photos, Settings, and then Preferences, and Group Similar Faces, and that must be on. I want to show you a face grouping of my dog, Odie. What you can do when there are faces that don't match. So isn't that fun? You can have pets as the face group. So here is Odie, but this picture is not Odie. Well, I can fix that. You know, Google tries its best, but it makes a lot of mistakes when it comes to this face grouping. I can select it, not open it. Don't open it. That doesn't work. You have to select it, long press, touch and hold, and then this one also is not Odie. So I've selected two. That one is not Odie, and that one is not Odie. Touch the three dot and remove photos. All that does is remove it from the face grouping. It does not delete those pictures from your library. And it tries to learn, so you need to tell it that was the wrong animal, and submit. Now that is gone from there. Now, why would you want to have a grouping of one person's face? Well, there's several reasons. Maybe it's a person who is graduating college and you want to have a slideshow of all your pictures of them. Maybe it's a memorial service and you want to have a slideshow going. Maybe you just want to give a birthday present of a photo book of all the photos you have of you and this person. That's what the face grouping is for. For my mom's memorial service, I went to her face grouping, and I have thousands. I don't want all of these playing in a slideshow, so I'm going to make my own album. An album is something you have control over. This face grouping is an automatic feature of Google Photos. So I'll pick that one and that one, and I can just go through all of these until I have the selection that I think is good enough. Tap the plus and make an album. So you get the idea. An album is something that you have control over. You can decide what to put in it. You can take photos out of it. You can also ask Google to make an album that automatically collects all of the photos of a person, and then you can remove the ones you don't want. I think it's easier to go through and select the ones you do want. Another reason to make an album of all photos of a person is if you want to give that bunch of photos to the person. I've had several mothers and grandmothers ask me, how can I give all of the photos I have of my kids to them? How do I give all of my photos of somebody to that person? The key to this technique is that both you and the person you're giving the photos to must be using Google Photos. If you are, it's incredibly easy. Let me show you how. This could be done on a mobile device, but I think it'll be easier to see on the computer, so I'm on a web browser and I go to my Google Photos. The first thing is to find the face grouping of the person you want, because Google has already done most of the work for you. So this is Alan, and I'm going to be sending all of these photos to Alan. All I have to do is click where it says Share as Album. It's creating an album for me. I'll give the album a name, and then click Share up in the upper right. Notice because I'm starting with the face grouping, it's automatically adding new photos of that same face. That's cool. Now I just tell it who I want to send it to, and there's Alan right there. If the person you want isn't showing up immediately on your list, just start typing the name or email up here. Alan, and send. Now, Alan will be receiving the notice that you've sent this album of photos to him, but you can still make additions, changes, deletions. it will be dynamic. Whenever he opens it, he will see whatever you've done. So for example, I have two of the same one. I'm going to remove this one from the album. I'm not deleting it from my library. I still have that picture, but no need to send him two. Lots of duplicates in here. So I'm just deleting a few. And now I click the three-dot menu and remove from album. And by the same token, I could add other pictures if there was pictures that didn't get included in the face grouping, or I want to send pictures of something else. What happens on Alan's end? So now I am signed into Google Photos with Alan's account. And if I look in the sharing section, I will see that album of Chris's photos of Alan. I can look at any of them I want. I can peruse the album to my heart's content, but they are not in my library until I save them. I could save just one picture. It is now copied to Alan's library. But if I am looking at the album and I click on this little cloud, Save Photos, now the entire album has been saved to Alan's library. They go in order by date taken. So if a photo was taken in 2010, it will show up down in 2010. So how is Alan going to see all the photos that I sent to him? You have to click on Explore. On a mobile, that would be Search, and then Recently Added. Now it has changed the photo order to show all the ones that were added today versus the ones that were taken today. Now it's easy to see all of the photos that were sent in that album, and Alan can make his own album. I click on one end, I shift click on the other. I have selected 52 pictures that were all added today, and I click the plus and make my own album, new album, and I will give it a name of Photos of Alan from Chris. And I have successfully now sent Alan all the pictures from my library, and he has copied them to his library.
All right. Thanks so much, Chris. Now, Huey has one final comment here on how to reset. He's been doing this a lot recently, resetting his PC. So how do you do this? Let's see what he has to say.
How to wipe and restore your Windows PC. A guide to resetting your PC to factory fresh state. I'm Hewie Poplock. Back up important files. Copy files to an external storage and use cloud storage for backup. Backing up important files to an external device like a hard drive, a flash drive, or cloud storage protects your data from loss if your main computer fails. First, get a backup drive with enough capacity and connect it to your computer. Use your operating system's tools or backup software to select and copy the files you want to preserve. Schedule regular, recurring backups and store the drive somewhere safe when not in use. Occasionally restore files from the backup to verify it works. Following this backup process ensures you have copies of valuable files and can restore them if anything happens to your computer's original data. Make a habit of periodic backups, including new and changed files for full protection. Cloud services like Dropbox, Google Drive, and OneDrive provide easy automated backup of your important PC files off-site over the internet. Simply sign up for cloud service install their app on your computer, select your folders to continuously back up, and the service will automatically upload new and changed files online. Cloud Backup allows access to your files from anywhere, shared file access, version history, and protection if your local PC fails. Check that files are uploading correctly, set a backup schedule through the installed app, and access your cloud files from any device by logging into your account online. Cloud Backup combined with local external hard drive backups provides a comprehensive protection strategy for your critical PC data. Reset Windows. Go to Settings, System, Recovery, reset this PC. Select Get Started. Choose to keep no files. Clean the hard drives. Use a disk utility like dban. Overwrite the entire hard drive with zeros. Wipe all data, including Windows installation. Here are some good options for apps to securely wipe a PC hard drive. dban, which is Derek's Boot and Nuke, is free wiping utility that boots from a USB and completely erases a hard drive by overwriting data with random data. Eraser is a free open source tool that overwrites data to make sure it's unrecoverable. It allows targeted erasing of only certain files or a full drive wipe. HDD Erase, bootable ISO that provides multiple wipe options, including government standards like DoD 5220.22m for secure data destruction. The key when securely erasing a hard drive is to use multiple overwrite passes and verify the wipe to ensure no original data can be recovered. Be sure to research the proper procedure for your needs. Reinstalling Windows. Boot from the Windows Install USB drive. Install fresh copy of Windows on wiped hard drive, and then follow a clean install steps to set up a new user account. Create Windows install. To create an installable copy of Windows, you can use the Media Creation tool for Windows 10 or Windows 11 from Microsoft. Uninstall manufacturer's bloatware. Remove unnecessary pre-installed apps, uninstall bloatware from the PC, and get rid of apps you don't need. Update Windows and drivers. Install the latest Windows updates. Visit manufacturer's website for driver updates. And then remove personal information from the BIOS. Enter BIOS setup utility, erase saved profile information, and disable all profiles. This is part of a series, How to Dispose of Your Old Tech Responsibly. I'm Hewie Poplock. There are other videos in this series, and they're listed on your screen. This has been How to Wipe and Restore Your Windows PC. It's a guide to resetting your PC to factory fresh state. I'm Hewie Poplock. And I've been doing a lot of that in the last couple of weeks. And now Dell's playing with it.
That's right. All right. Let's get on with Mike. Are you ready? Then I just got to say goodbye to our YouTube friends. So if you are over on YouTube, thank you for coming. Don't forget, there is no show this Thursday, so don't head over to YouTube and watch it on Thursday. And again, if you want to pop over and participate in the Q&A, you're most welcome to do so. Let me just stop the live stream now. And there we go. And take it away, Mike.
Okay. So I'm having a few computer problems today myself, so I'm not going to share my screen, but I'll do a read, and this will be in the newsletter tomorrow. So my featured artist this week is another artist we lost in the last little while, Lou Christie. He was born, oops, here, get this straight, Luigi Alfredo Giovanni Sacco on February 19th, 1943. He was known for as an American singer-songwriter, known for his distinctive falsetto and string of pop hits in the 60s. He passed away on June 18th, 2025 at the age of 82 or 81, just shy of his birthday, actually. He grew up in the suburban Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania area and displayed an early talent for music. He studied voice in high school, and at an early age, his talent for music came through. He met Twyla Hebert, a classically trained musician, 20 years his senior, who would become his lifelong songwriting partner. His career began with local success with the local group Luigi and the Lions, before adopting the stage name Lou Christie in 1962. He co-wrote nearly all of his songs with Twyla Hebert, and a collaboration that produced his signature sound and memorable lyrics. His unique vocal style, particularly the 3-octave falsetto, set him apart from the pop scene music at the time. He's known for his energetic live performances and touring extensively, including with Dick Clark's Caravan of Stars, alongside artists like Diana Ross and the Supremes. After a stint in the U.S. Army, he continued to release music and remain active on the oldies circuit, still performing with vigor into his 70s. His songs have been featured in numerous films and TV series. Some of his hits included The Gypsy Cried, which peaked at number 24 on the Billboard Hot 100 in 1962. Two Faces Have I, which peaked at number 6 in June 63. His number 1 Billboard hit from February 19th, 1966, which was his 23rd birthday, was Lightning Strikes. Another was Rhapsody in the Rain, which reached number 16 on the Billboard Hot 100 in 1966. This song was notable because it was banned by many radio stations because of its suggestive lyrics. And finally, I'm Gonna Make You Mine peaked at number 10 in the US and made number 2 in the UK, his biggest hit there. So I'm going to include in the chat the links for Lightning Strikes and my favorite one of his tunes, Rhapsody in the Rain. And maybe if we get Ron to, if I get this to go back to my other screen.
So, Mike, which one do you want me to play? Do you want me to play Rhapsody or Lightning Strike?
Well, you can play either one, actually.
It's your segment. You get to choose.
Play Rhapsody then, please.
Okay.
And that's this week's presentation. Next week, we have one which has a kind of a twist where someone continued their career after music outside the music industry, but made an impact in the public place. And we'll have that for you next Monday.
Thanks, Mike. We can hardly wait. I don't peek, so I won't look. Anyway, we look forward to that. All right, let's move on now to the Q&A. But if you have to take off, don't forget that we have, this is recorded, and this afternoon I'll have the video published online. So you can certainly replay this. Again, just refreshing everyone's memory. No show this Thursday on Tech for Senior Live. So I can't say don't forget to watch the show because there won't be one. August the 7th is when we'll be restarting. So we'll be keeping all the tech news all bundled up, all ready for the big show on August the 7th. Don't forget we have our premiere feature coming up at 1/2 past the hour. Still lots of good stuff to listen to there.